So my name is Katie, for anyone that has yet to practice with me, and welcome. So this morning we will be starting in a seated position, whatever it is that you find comfortable. And before you find yourself down, I apologize. If there's any props that you might like to add to your practice, whether that's blocks, books, blankets, pillows, straps, scarves, ties, a whole smorgasbord of stuff, feel free to grab it. But this is an all-levels practice, accessible for you from your home, so there are modifications should you not have any of those available. And my phone died, so I have no music available. So if you want to have a separate device playing music in the background, whatever it is that you find peaceful, relaxing, or whatever maybe motivates you, yeah, you can grab that as well. So it's going to be a silent practice on my end, other than my voice, and you'll find that nice comfortable seat. So take yourself down. Legs could be crossed, straight out. They could be bent with your heels under you. And let's take the flesh away from the sits bone. So we really ground down, feeling your roots growing deep into the earth. Tucking your tailbone under just a little bit so that we can stack vertebrae upon vertebrae. So a lot of times as we sit up, we tend to arch our back when we're actually shrinking ourselves. I want to stack one on top of the other in a straight, beautiful line. Drop those shoulders. Find space between the shoulder and the ear. Close your eyes. Just feel your body in this space. Begin to do a body scan. Notice any places that you may be holding on to tension. And then notice that tension and see if it's deep or superficial. And any superficial tension that you find, try to release it here and now. So maybe it's a softening of the brow. Maybe it's a releasing of the jaw. Opening up the heart. Maybe you're gripping onto your knees if your palms are facing down. You could always flip your palms up or cradle your hands in your lap. And just be in this space. Noticing that deeper tension and knowing that it's going to take some time for it to release, but give it some acknowledgement. Acknowledge that it's there. Give it that permission to release when it's ready. And just with that subtle bit of permission, feel the way you soften. Not completely, but just a little. Making our way up to our minds. Notice any chatter happening up here. Whatever it is that you're thinking about, anything that's concerning you, start to bring it into the shape of a ball. And we can do this multiple times. So if there's a lot going on up there, take turns and we can work our way through it. But form it into a little ball. And then place it on top of the stem like a wishing dandelion. Get a deep inhale through the nose. Feel deep into that belly. Flow up into the ribs. And land on the chest. So you're completely filled up. Hold for a second. And then blow out through your lips nice and slow, wishing it all away. Blowing away all that chatter, blowing away that clutter. And continue to do this as many times as you need. Until you're left with a blank space, the only thing that is in your mind is your mat and you. Blank walls, blank ceiling, blank floor. Just you and your practice. And staying connected to that three-part inhale where we filled in through the belly, the ribs, and the chest. And you can continue to breathe out through the nose or through the mouth if that feels comfortable. But practicing the Dirga breath, we exhale through the nose as well. So find whatever one is best for you. So inhale into the belly, ribs, and chest through the nose, and exhale, chest, ribs, belly, mouth or nose. That's up to you here. Just starting to connect to each inhale and each exhale that enters and exits the body. And begin to notice how when you are focused upon each inhale and each exhale, that your mind is able to be clear of everything else, allowing you to stay present, allowing you to stay peaceful. On your next inhale, lengthen into the crown. Sit up a little bit taller. Find that space between your vertebrae. Exhale, chin towards your chest. So the head falls forward, the back stays straight. Jaws soft, lips fall forward. And notice how the stretch isn't just in the neck, but it's also through the upper back. And maybe if you're really tight, you can feel it deep into your mid-back, stretching all through the latissimus dorsi, the largest muscles in our back. And when you're ready, begin some half neck circles. So rolling one ear to one shoulder at your own pace. Coming through your chest, you're going to make your way to the other side. Pausing at any places that maybe need some extra love. Or just continuing to flow side to side. Noticing your shoulders, if they're starting to creep up as we make these movements. Continuously try to roll them down and away. One more each side. Finding your chin towards your chest. Slowly start to roll your head up to center. Inhale, sweep the hands up. Connecting at the palms, lower your hands to the heart, taking a brief moment to set an intention for yourself, to set an intention for the practice ahead. Maybe you're sending out a dedication to someone or something which you want to share your energy with today. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Hold here for the exhale. On the inhale, we're going to bend our elbows to campus arms, opening up through our heart. So inhale, elbows bend, open up your heart, spread your collarbones. Really inhale through those lungs, feel them expand. Exhale, shoot it out. Inhale. Shoulder blades pinch together behind you. Exhale out. Inhale. Inhale down. Exhale out. Once more. Inhale. Exhale. I'll palms come together, lower them to your heart, close your eyes. Notice if there's any sensations flowing here. Maybe get a little lightheaded or you have some tingles. Feel it, breathe into it. Now let's extend the legs to a wide V. As wide as you want, so it's still early, so don't feel like you have to have them super wide. And take your fingertips down in front. As we walk down, check your toes. They don't want to fall in. You don't need to keep them fully flexed, but keep your toes lifted towards the sky. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, slowly start to walk yourself down. And we're not rounding our back here. We're staying long to that crown, so it may just be a light walk, only an inch or two because it's early. And remember that your first exhale is never your final expression. So continue with each exhale to maybe work your way down, physically or energetically or both. Just allowing the release to happen. But remember to listen to the body. So you may think that you should go further, but the body's telling you otherwise. Connect to it, listen to it. Release the ego, and let that body release when it's ready. You can feel a stretch maybe into those feet, through the backs of the legs, the glutes into the lower back. We're holding here probably a little bit longer than you're used to, but I want you to get deeper into those muscles. So a lot of times when we move fast, we really only connect to the superficial top of the muscle. But when you hold things a lot deeper, a lot longer, we get deeper into those muscles, allowing yourself to release more. Begin to walk your hands up. You could keep your legs this wide, or if you want them a little bit wider, we're going to take a side body stretch. Now, as we go to the side, if you don't want both legs extended, the opposite leg can come in and bend, but that's completely up to you. Inhale, sweep the hands up. Again, try not to let those toes fall. On the exhale, lower your left hand down. Inhale, lengthen through the right. Exhale, bringing your left arm, sliding it down that leg. The right arm is reaching over. Now, keeping that heart open, so we're not reaching for those toes here, unless you can reach all the way over, which I cannot today. Keeping that heart open, you may be able to see under your arm. Feeling that deep stretch as both hips are connected through that side body, your intercostals, which are in between your ribs, through the shoulder, all the way on the fingertips. And really stay active, so don't just let that hand fall. Feel it all the way throughout. Remember to exhale and release a little bit further. Inhale, sweep the hands up. Exhale, right hand comes down. Inhale, lengthen. So again, if it's uncomfortable, keep that leg out. Feel free to bend it in. Exhale, start to lean. And notice the differences from side to side. So this is one specific one that I notice the differences. I don't get even a hair as close as I do on the other side. But that's okay. My body goes as far as it wants to go. And I listen to it. Trying to keep that heart open. Stay connected with that breath as we inhale, come all the way up. Let's slide those legs in front. So your fingers are nice and high to the sky, your toes are pointed up. Feel your hips rooted down. Inhale, pull up. Exhale, start to fold. So as we fold, Don't worry about touching your toes. Let your hands fall to your legs. Once again, it's still early. I like to bring my hands to my shins and let my elbows bend because it keeps my heart open. My nose to my toes, not nose to me. Some nice inhales through the nose and exhales through the nose. Maybe you've started to layer on top your Ujjayi breath, where you have that slight constriction in the back of your throat. Shoulders are pulling back and away to keep your heart open. Walking yourself up, bend that left knee. Bring that left foot to the outside of the right thigh, toes face forward, left arm wraps around, right arm wraps around that left knee. Right fingertips behind the tail. So don't lose integrity through that right foot. Keep the toes pointed. As you inhale, lengthen through your crown. Exhale, twist the torso, gaze will follow. So we're getting that beautiful twist. Another inhale. Exhale, start to unwind. Now we're going to rock our baby. So pick that left leg up and cradle it in your arms. So for me, my foot comes in my elbow crease, my knee comes in my elbow crease, and I start to rock my baby side to side. Now, if your foot doesn't go in your elbow crease, you can take your arm under. And just allowing that hip to open. Make this as big or as small as you might like. You can make some circles. Extend that left leg out to meet the right. We're going to bend the right knee. So as you can see, I use my hands to guide it up and step that foot to the outside. Left arm wraps around, the right toes stay lifted. Right fingertips behind my tail. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, twist the torso, gaze will follow. If your coffee is accessible, feel free to take a sip here. Inhale. Exhale, start to unwind and rock your baby on this side. So, taking that leg into your arms however you can and want. Now slowly extend that right leg out to meet the left. Toes stay pointed, feet are flexed, frame your legs. Inhale. Exhale, start to walk. Just notice if maybe there's a slight difference, just that we're starting to warm up. I mean, this was just a few moments ago, so there may not, and that's okay. If you already know me, you know that we're going to do this again towards the end of class, just to see the difference. Start to walk yourself up, and let's make our way to a tabletop position. So shoulders will be right upon those wrists, hips upon the knees, neutral spine to begin. Let's work our way through some cow in the cats. But here, make sure all 10 toenails are connected to the earth. Fingers are spread nice and wide. Press into those fingertips. Inhale, belly falls. Your heart and your tail are going to lift. Shoulders roll back and down. Pinch those shoulder blades together. But I keep my gaze pretty neutral to not hyperextend through the neck. Exhale, rounding your spine, tuck the hips under, turn the gaze. Inhale, belly down. Exhale, round. Inhale, down. Exhale, round. So continuing this, closing your eyes, connect to yourself and allow that body to move in whatever way it wants to move. So if you want some swaying of the hips, some spiraling of the torso, whatever feels nice, or maybe you just want the cow on the cow. That is also fantastic. Everything is great as long as we are connecting to the body and what it truly wants. Our mind tends to think it knows what it wants, when the body actually is calling for something else. So it's up to us to dive a little bit deeper, to shut off the mind and connect to the body and the soul. One more full round. And then finding your way back to stillness. Extend the right leg straight back and then drop the toes. We're going to send it straight back, drop the toes, curl them under. Inhale here. Exhale, press into your heels. So we're getting a good calf stretch. You could hold it straight back, or if you want to rock forward or back, that's completely up to you. Come forward, bring your hips back upon your knee. Lift the right toes, bend that right knee. So we're going to make some hip circles here, but don't let your belly fall. You want to keep it nice and strong as we bring the right knee towards the right elbow. Bring it to a hover and back. Out to the side, hover and back. We're going to do 3, so this is the third. Hold it up, and now we're going to reverse direction. So knee to knee to elbow, and back. So that's 1, 2, last one, hold that knee up behind you. And now draw that knee in towards your chest and bring the right foot forward. So you're going to give a slight tilt forward, but check your knee. Your right knee is right on top of your ankle. Take one hand to your thigh and then the other hand. So we're on the meaty portion, it's not on the knee. You're on that meaty portion of your leg. Shoulders are down, heart is open. Feel free to use a blanket or a pillow under your back knee if you're feeling any sort of discomfort. Inhale. Exhale, slightly sink into your hips. So as you can see, we're heading down, we're sinking into the hips. Our knee is not coming forward. And it's not even that we are so much as already stretched out to be sinking lower. We're doing it on the exhale, so we're releasing the tension that we put upon ourselves. Take your hands down, frame your foot, straighten your front leg as much as you can. Lift those toes up. So my right hip is going to pull back, my left hip is going to pull forward. My hips are basically upon my knee. If you want to come back further, completely up to you, that's your practice. You can always use blocks and books here to bring the earth to you. But inhale, lengthen to the ground, feeling that stretch in the back of the right leg. Exhale, fold. It may not be a big fold, I'm barely moving, but I'm feeling that stretch. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Come forward, bend that front knee. Frame your front foot. Curl your back toes, lift the back knee. So we're going to move from this lunge to a straight leg. Inhale, lengthen. So you may come to your teepee fingers like me. Exhale, straighten that front leg as much as you can. But as we do that, make sure your right hip is pulling back to keep it square and fold. Inhale, come forward. Keeping that body alignment, knee on top of that ankle. Exhale, straighten and fold. Again, pull the hip back before you do. Inhale, forward. Exhale, straighten and fold. Inhale, come forward, drop your back knee. Release to the top of your back foot. Take one hand to your thigh, and then the other is sinking in a little bit more. You could stay here. If you want that quad stretch, bend the left knee behind you. Reaching for it with your left hand, pull it in slightly. Maybe you take both hands and play with your balance. If you have straps, you could wrap it around your foot to take it in. You could take your right hand up for a mudra, taking that foot into a crease, whatever it may be. Have fun with it, but only take this if your body is ready. Feeling the lengthening in your quad. You could always grab onto your pant leg too if you want just a slight bend. Inhale. Exhale, we're going to release that foot. Take your hands down, framing the front foot. Send the right knee back. And give yourself a good little wiggle. Feel the way that your hips have stretched out. Maybe take a little cow and cats here. Let's still work through that back. Once again, connecting to your body. Find yourself back to stillness. Send the left leg straight back behind you. Drop it down, curl your toes, inhale. Exhale, press into that heel. Come forward, shoulders on top of those wrists. Lift the left leg, bend the left knee, point those toes. So once again, hips are square. Don't let that belly fall. So we're not dropping it. We want to stay nice and flat. Doing those hip circles, so left knee to the left elbow or shoulder, drop it down to a hover, knee comes up to hip height. We're going to do 2 more. Last one. And now let's bring it in reverse. So knee to elbow or shoulder, rotate and back. Down, out, and back. Last one. So bring that knee in towards your chest. Look in between your hands, plant that left foot down. So left knee on top of that left ankle, you're going to have that slight tilt forward of the right. One hand to your thigh, and then the other. So your heart is lifted. Inhale. And on the exhale, we're sinking down, just releasing that tension that we put on ourselves. Feeling that hip flexor start to open. But don't just let your belly fall. We want to stay strong through our core. Hips are slightly tucked as we lower. Left knee never goes beyond the toes. Taking your hands down, frame your front foot. Send the hips back so you can straighten the left leg. Pull the left hip back, toes lift up. Inhale. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Bend that front knee, framing. Curl your back toes, lift the back knees. We're going to do that lunge straight leg. So inhale here. Exhale, straighten the front leg as much as you can. Pull the left hip back and fold. So we have a much wider stance than if we were in a pyramid. Inhale forward, find that lunge. Exhale back. Make sure you pull the left hip back before you fold. Inhale. And exhale. Come forward, drop the back knee, release into the top of your back foot. One hand to your thigh, and then the other. Sinking in. If you want that quad stretch, this can play with your balance, but bending that right knee. Your right hand comes behind to grab onto the ankle or the foot or the pant leg. Maybe both arms come behind. Maybe you use a strap. Options to come into your elbow crease and take a mudra. So many options here, or you stay where you are with your foot down, hands to your thigh. Releasing that foot down, gently, framing it, your front foot. Send the left leg back, and now let's find our way into a child's pose. So knees together, stretch more through the spine, hips separated if you want more in the hips. Knees separated if you want more in the hips. Connect to your breath. Notice if any chatter has returned within the mind. Take a couple of inhales and exhales, returning to here, returning to now. Sometimes the slower we move our body, the faster our minds want to go, but the harder it is to slow the mind. So really focus on that breath. Come back to here, come back to now for just a little bit longer. Come back into your table. Slide the right knee up to your right wrist. We're coming into a pigeon, releasing to the top of your left leg. So option one, heel under your hip. This is a great if you have any knee issues. You could cross the midline. Foot can be flexed. But as you do that, check your hips. So we're not sitting to one side. We're not sitting to the other. Most likely your hips are off the ground. You can always work on bringing that front leg parallel to the top of your mat. It may lift you up. Now check your back toes. So if you notice mine are pigeon-toed in. Trying to work on keeping the knee square, keeping all 5 toenails connected straight back behind me. That's my personal practice. Fingertips are down. You could stay here, or you could start to lower into your relaxed pigeon. Resting pigeon. What am I saying? But as you start to lower, make sure that you do not lose the alignment of your body. So don't start to sink from one side to the other. If you do, start to pull out slightly. If this is not something that is accessible to you in your practice, feel free to lay on your back and take that figure 4 stretch, which I'll show you. Coming down, you're going to cross your legs into a figure 4, thread your hands behind the hamstring and pull your legs in. And like I said at the beginning of practice, so your first exhale is never your final expression, so don't feel like you have to drop down to begin with. You could stay up, you could slowly start bend to the elbows. Just let your body release when it's ready. And we're not staying here too long. So let's lifting our chest up, plant the hands, send your weight to your right hip. So now you're sitting on that right hip. We're going to swing that left leg in front and slide that right leg behind. So now we're sitting on that left hip just like we were on the other side. You have the option of keeping your legs straight. And as you pop up, if you want to bring that knee, that hip, that heel under your hip, you can take that as well. So let's pop it up so that our hips are square. And remember that we are not symmetrical. I say this many times. So one side may be different than the other. Finding that working place of your front leg. Inhaling, straightening, lifting through that crown. And on the exhale, begin to lower down. Be mindful of your right leg. Your knee is square. All 5 toenails are straight back behind you. begin to lift your torso up and drop. And then send your weight to your left side and swing both legs in front. So the knees are going to be bent. And now you can extend them out. So we're going to do a hamstring extension with a twist. And then we'll go into our last seated forward fold. Head into inversion. So take your right knee and bend it. Keep your toes lifted. Your left toes are going to stay lifted as well. Left hand can grab the inside of that right foot, or if you want a yogi toe grip, taking your peace fingers around your great toe. Whatever it is that you may like. And you're going to lift your foot up off the ground. Your knee may stay bent. Right fingertips are behind. So this is where you're going to start. Inhale. On the exhale, you can start to extend that right leg. Once again, you can take your hand to that foot. You can take your hand to your ankle. If you have a strap, feel free. You could stay here, or you could bring the right arm back behind you, adding a twist. Try not to let your left toes fall. You want to stay connected. Shoulders are down. Inhale. Exhale, start to unwind. Bend that right knee, drop that right heel. Extend out, give yourself a little shake. Bend the left. Toes are lifted, right toes are lifted. Right hand to the inside of that left foot. Yogi toe grip, ankle, whatever it may be. Left fingertips behind. Pick that foot up off the ground. Once again, this may be as far as you go. Or you could start to extend, keeping your heart lifted. Or you can start to bring that left hand back behind, but we don't want to round here. So stay long through the crown, turning that gaze, getting that slight twist. Keeping those right toes lifted. Inhale. Exhale, take your left hand behind that left hamstring, so we bend that left knee, drop the left foot down. Extend the legs, give it a little shake. Fingertips frame, toes lift. Inhale. Exhale, start to walk down. Now notice the difference from start to finish. You may be able to fold in half, and that's cool. I obviously can't, and I am okay with that. But physically I've released, energetically I've released. I am softer. My body is more warmed up. Breathing into it. Inhale, come up. Exhale, walk. Inhale, coming up. Bend your knees. Scoot your tush forward. Lowering your back down. Palms come down by the sides. Plant those feet. Inhale. Exhale, press into your heels and lift your hips up. So your hands can stay to the mat. You could interlace your fingers behind your back, walking one shoulder and then the other. Taking your hands wherever feels comfortable. And if there's any other inversion calling you, feel free to take it now. Deep belly breaths. Releasing your hands rolled onto your tiptoes. Start to roll down one vertebrae at a time. Draw one knee in towards your chest and then the other with a gentle rock side to side. And now extend the legs up. So there may be a bend to your knee. They may be extended completely different for every person. If you want to bring your legs up a wall, you can stay there for Shavasana. You could stay here for Shavasana, taking props under your lower back. Or you could start to move into your Shavasana, which is your corpse pose. So bend those knees in, but taking this however you want. Then extend one leg out, followed by the other. So you're releasing out of your hips, your feet just splay open. One arm walks out, palm faces up. followed by the other. Shoulders roll down. Eyes are closed. Take a couple of inhales through the nose and exhales through the mouth. 2 more. Last one. Feel the way that your body relaxes and melts down. Let yourself be here in the stillness. Finding yourself in the peace for a little bit longer. Why hurry through a day, an hour, a life? Hurry never catches up with itself. It misses out. It strains. It stresses. It doesn't trust the natural rhythm, the natural order of the universe. Slow down. Tap into the rhythm of the world. Tap into your rhythm as you dance through life, as you dance through eternity. When we hurry, it is as if we are dancing out of step to the music. We become out of sync. Our body strains and stresses. We stop enjoying life. We are too busy hurrying, racing blindly to somewhere, anywhere. We hurry so fast that when we get there, we don't take the time to enjoy it. We simply hurry on to the next moment. Step in time to the music, the rhythm of your soul. The rhythm will lead you where you want to go. It will take you through all the tasks that need doing. It will take you down the road to spiritual growth, healing, fulfillment, and joy. And you'll have more fun going there because you weren't in a hurry. And now slowly, in no hurry at all, bring awareness back to the breath and the body. Adding a little movement in. And once you're ready, begin to make your way to your right side. Use one arm as a pillow. Place the other hand over your heart and pause. Slowly coming up to your last seated position, hands to heart center, gentle bow to the head. Take a moment here and say something nice to yourself. Thank yourself for taking time out of your day for you. Show yourself that love and gratitude that you deserve. Take a moment and show love and gratitude to all those practicing with you today. Inhale, sweep the hands up. Exhale, hands to the heart. Praying to always love compassionately. Bringing our thumbs to our lips. Praying to always speak truthfully. Finishing off with our thumbs to the third eye. Praying to always see clearly. The light in me honors the light in you. Namaste. Thank you guys so much for joining me today and always, and I hope that you have a wonderful week.